We are live. Just make sure you can see what we're doing. Need to see there. And let's get the pickle in as well. There. Boom. Done. Okay guys, welcome back to Robertson Co. Welcome back to London, another live jewellery making session. Live at 5, we're actually early for once. It's Friday night, things to do, places to go and all that. Been a long week. It's not over yet. What am I talking about? It's never, the week never ends. It's just one long week. Life. Right, we are annealing some wire I'm in the process of making. Ongoing project this is. I'm back on it. We took some time off from this project to do some rings and to do some ingots and we're back on this project. 2 projects in fact. These will be 2mm 18 karat yellow gold court rings and 2mm sterling silver D-shape rings. But we need to make the wire first for those rings, so this has been a long time in the process actually. So this, we would have melted sterling silver, made it into an ingot, put it through the rolling mills, peened it, and now we're at the process of going through the draw plates. So this is going through the D shape, this 50% profile D shape. Do 2 holes, it then needs re-annealing. We go another 2 holes re-annealing, and it's a fraction of a mil each one. I'm on hole, actually I need to update this, I've just done hole 7. Got my little sheet here so that I can keep track, because sometimes it's I'm trying to do, because there's some downtime in between this, because it obviously has to clean the pickle and then dry, and it's not like something you can just do back to back. So I try and do some each day, but I haven't. But I try. So yeah, 7, 24. I think this only needs to go to hole 8. So we've got one more hole for that. And this needs to go all the way to hole 30-ish. So we've got quite a few more for those. But yeah, that D shape, that sterling silver D shape should be pretty close to 2 mil wide. I usually oversize it slightly so that there's scope for polishing. You don't want it exactly 2 mil. Otherwise, by the time you finish making and polishing, you'll have less than 2 mil. So I want it about 2.1 or just under 2.1 mil. It's 2.3 at the moment. Yeah, 2.3. So apparently hole 8 is 2.1. So it'll go down 0.2 of a mil. About 1.2 mil thick and 2.3 mil thick. We want it about 2 by 1. So, and the 18 karat yellow, which is going to be 2 mil wide, is 2.6 mil wide, nearly 2.7 actually, closer to 2.7 than 2.6. So that's got a ways to go. Now what I'm going to do with these is roll them around a bangle mandrel, a small bangle mandrel. It's easier to get them heated up in a coil than in a straight. Although when they're ingots, I try and leave them straight as long as possible. 1, because it's easier to heat them up. 2, it doesn't work hard on them, and you can go more, but you can do more passes of the ingot through the rolling mill, and they just come out better if you. It's just better to put things through the rolling mill straight than it is slightly wonky. It's also wrap an ingot round a bangle mandrel. So yeah, when they're ingots, I try and leave them straight as long as possible. Don't wrap them into coils until they're taking a ridiculously long time to heat up for the annealing, and until they're sort of somewhat resembling wire. I mean, these would have been down. These would have been square. These would have been probably sub 3 mil square by the time I started rounding, before I started actually. They've probably been, yeah, they would have been well below 3 mil before I started coiling them like this. But 3 mil by 3 mil square out of the rolling mills. Right, let's get the micro welder going. I'm going to use 2 torches for these. Heat them up, quench them in the water, and then they'll go in the pickle for probably about half an hour. Just do the smallest one first, and then the block will start to heat up. Actually, let's put that next to it. Get some residual heat into that, speed the process up. What will happen as well, you may not see it on camera, but where these are, you can probably see that they're kind of like a spring coil. They're sprung and coiled, and what will happen is once they start softening, once the annealing process begins, they start to collapse down towards the block. The spring tension comes out of them. It's coming out of that one now, and yeah, they as they collapse down to the block, they actually it's much easier to get a uniform heat throughout them. Just want to make sure that's heated through. It's the kind of colour we want. Dull red. Right, let's let that cool down. In the pickle. Let's put that on the hot spot. The blocks actually absorb quite a lot of the heat. That's why I've moved it over, just because that part of the block will be somewhat preheated. But until this has collapsed down towards the block, which is starting to do now, it won't really get that hot. The upper coils of it will be quite challenging to get hot when it's like this. But once it collapses, you'll see the whole thing will start to glow. It's starting to collapse pretty much now. There we go. Just under its own weight. Definitely the colour we want. Just going to let that cool down now before I quench it. Let's work on the 18 carat. Right, let that cool down. Turn the microwave off. Yeah, that piece of gold there didn't quite. I don't know if it's still springy. It's not. No. Actually, it is a bit still springy. Let's keep going on that. Shouldn't be that springy. The colour suggested it was hot enough, but obviously not. recorder going again. Good. Right, so that just cooled off, so it's not red hot anymore. Quench it, vehicle. And that is another round of annealing done. Right, they'll be in there for half an hour at least, get the oxides off, and then another one hole for the sterling silver in the D-shaped plate, another few holes for the 18 carat in the quart-shaped plate, anneal again, and then we'll be at some point ready to make some rings. Right, thanks for watching. That is how you anneal gold and silver, and I'll see you in the next one. Toodles.